Years. Thank you so much for making the time. Welcome to the agenda.
Thank you for having me on the show.
How have you managed to achieve this feat that seemingly other municipalities are grappling with?
Look, I think from our perspective as a municipality, we understand our core business and there's a commitment to good ethical governance, and to ensure that we commit to that, we also deal with issues as they come up and deal with issues such as consequence management. But 90% of the business of local government is centered on leadership. So once you've got a strong, clear leadership which is ethical and committed to good governance and protecting the institution, understands why it's in government, which is to serve the people, to ensure that you manage the fiscus, that the institution remains financially sustainable and viable. I think that's the secret of Midvaal.
So there are over 270 municipalities, and you're saying that you attribute this to good leadership and ethical leadership. I would imagine that in all of these municipalities, you can single out those that are clearly corrupt. But what are the other municipalities grappling with about leadership that they're not getting right, especially the ones who are committed to these principles but are just not getting it right?
Look, one of the biggest factors is consequence management, and which means that you deal with those whom you see as your comrades and those that account to you, because there is no untoward relationship. It's generally about getting things done. So when people whom are within your same political party, within government or executive, and are doing things they should not do, at the point you must deal with them decisively. This sends a message that if you deal with issues of corruption, maladministration, and allegations at the senior management level, how you deal with them permeates throughout the entire institution. So I think that's one thing that I found lacking in my assessment in a number of situations.
Tell us about specifically how you've dealt with specific cases in your administration where you have found your team members to be lacking.
Correct. I mean, I've fired recently a member of the mayoral committee because of some allegations, and also feeling that there's a breach of trust with...
Allegations or actual charges?
There was allegations, it was investigated, there were subsequent other allegations which came to me, which I referred to the Hawks. And then at that
point,
it
was clear there was a problem?
For me,
yeah.
It was clear that there was a problem, and it's important that when you occupy such a position, you free yourself and you go and deal with the issues that you must deal with, so you don't also contaminate the entire executive.
Yeah.
I mean, how do I stand in front of my community while there's an allegation hanging above my head with one of the MMCs? So I dealt with that decisively. From the administration point of view, there were allegations in March where there was irregular appointments, which we've investigated, and now it came back that there's no allegations. Now it's prima facie evidence. We started the DC, which concluded a Friday ago. Now we're waiting for the outcome and judgment. So within a space of 3-4 months, I followed the law to the T. Now tell me where else in the country you've heard of such a thing?
Yeah. I'm going to ask you a question which, usually they say top down, and I'm going to ask you to look bottom up. I don't know if that's going to be possible, and you can tell me, because we might be talking about a municipality right now, but this particular conversation speaks to the national situation currently.
Correct.
In relation to the release of the Public Protector report yesterday, saying that the president has violated the ethics code. What are your thoughts about this national situation?
Look, I think we've got a big crisis as a country, leadership crisis as a country, and it's important that we are ethical in how we deal with it, and deal with it and not even hide. So there may be recourse for people whom allegations have been made about and report whom they don't agree about. They must pursue recourse. But ultimately, we must ask ourselves as the question as South Africans, what is good for the country? And that question means that positions that we take as political parties may not be good for the party, but if we find each other in the center and do what's good for the country, may not be good for your own political party. What's good for the country may not be good for me as the executive mayor. It may even mean I was doing good for my community, stepping aside. So we must confront these harsh realities and generally put what's good for the country first.
What's good for the country at this moment?
What's good for the country at this moment is for a few people to resign.
Who are those people?
These reports have indicated who those people are.
Yeah. Do you find that in carrying out your work, you are faced with pushbacks from certain either individuals or groups who feel that you're impinging on their rights?
Certainly. Look, the biggest frustration I've held for some time is a part of administration which almost adopted a stance of anti-transformation, or this is how we've been doing things, we don't want to change things. So one had to break that over a period of time by introducing a new institutional culture that appreciates that we don't govern for a few.
Yeah.
We govern for all. So we must ensure that we reach out to those people and ensure that we deliver services and increase services and free ourselves of the limited mind space that says we've been doing things for the past 10 years, I've been here, but now to say it does not matter.
Yeah.
How do we do more for our people, engage our people differently, and bring our people on board to this municipal vehicle so they understand that it's their municipality as well, and it doesn't feel as if it's for others and not for others.
Now, the ANC in Sidibeng wants the public protector to probe cash for jobs allegations in your municipality. Are these allegations true?
There's, in fact, part of the allegations, the cash for jobs related to an MMC, irregular appointments related to the head of the department. So I must separate those two things. The cash for jobs I've referred to the Hawks, which is dealing with the issue, because I found more affidavits and I felt this is criminal in nature, and I handed those over to the Hawks.
So we can assume that it exists?
I think there's a strong case, so the Hawks must investigate and deal with the issues.
Yeah.
So we've done something about it. So if the public protector investigates, we would definitely assist her and corroborate and give her any information that she would like.
There's also a concern, I think I started with this at the beginning, but the Auditor General's report, the most recent one, saying that the state of municipality has worsened and you are going the opposite direction. What drives the person, Bongani Baloyi, in terms of your leadership qualities and the things you want to achieve for Midvaal?
It's service. It's service because I appreciate that what I do today is of service to my country. So I dare not disappoint my country. I dare not disappoint my mother because she looks at these things all the time and calls me regularly when things when the things happen in Midvaal and she finds out about them. So, and I've also got a conscience as well. So I genuinely am for the country. I'm a very staunch patriotic. I love my country. Many people paid the ultimate price for me to sit where I am. 25 years later into democracy, and I can be a beneficiary of the hard work and blood shed by many other people. So I dare not disappoint my people.
When you look at other municipalities, and I wonder if they have approached you in terms of you being put in the spotlight as a case study of success, what challenges are they encountering in terms of finance management and people management and using these two and legislation to deliver services to their specific communities?
Before you can even, very few have approached, but in my assessment, before you can even get to the core business of local government and some of the challenges there, you fight the political issues first. The mayor and the speaker, the factions, and then access to resource, and you've got that type of thinking already happening at that level. You can't even get to the crux of local government, which is delivering services. Yeah. So firstly, remove the political aspect of it, then you can get to the governance aspect, then you can realize and appreciate that, one, you may not have the suitably qualified staff because you've made on the basis of factions, on the basis of which political party you affiliate to, and then secondly, there's lack of competence, and I also believe that some of the appointments made by political parties which second people to these positions, they've lowered the bar so low that any person can become a mayor, can become a councillor. Yeah. And we don't
Can anyone become a mayor and a councillor?
Certainly. I mean, what's the barrier? I mean, what's the process in my party? You have to go through a particular process. You are selected. There's no standard which ensures that only the best are selected on any political party. Yeah. So the consideration is more political than the actual competence and raising the bar of leadership. That's why, I mean, at that stage we could have a president who had a particular qualification who did not finish matric because of whatever reasons. But the point I'm making is that the bar for leadership in our country is so low. And that starts with the political parties who select people to go into government. So to deal with the root cause of it, we need to actually ensure that political parties lift the standard, that only the best amongst those political parties are elected to lead.
You've satisfied yourself that you can efficiently run a substantially big municipality. What's next for you?
Look, I have not thought what's next. I'm still preoccupied with this assignment, in which I've got 2.5 years left now. So for me, it's just to execute within the best abilities and just to focus on that and not to remove focus on anything else because our communities expect me to deliver now.
Congratulations once again, and thanks so much for coming through to talk
to us.
Thank
you so much. Appreciate it.
Bongani Baloyi is the mayor of Midvaal, a DA-led municipality that has had clean audits for the past 5 years.